Hey, my friend, how are you today? The question today is, do you struggle with believing in yourself? Now, I know I have struggled with believing in myself off and on throughout my life, but today I was challenged, really, really challenged. I was going through sort of a pre-screening to see about an up-and-coming leadership mentoring training program, and they challenged and pushed every button possible to really make me see if I really believed in myself. So this was perfect for today's topic, and in this aspect we're going to more so talk about parenting, homeschooling, and things of that nature. So are you struggling to believe in yourself right now in this kind of times? I've been homeschooling for well over 15 years now. And for me, it was a choice. It was very much a conviction but at the same time, that didn't make me experienced. I have no educational background. I have not one degree to my name. I'm not a teacher's assistant, not a coach, nothing like that. So I didn't have any experience to go on. All I had was a conviction that this is what we needed to do when it came to our children, and our eldest being 5, 6 at the time, going into kindergarten. But as I went through trial and error, and I invested in time and money and effort into my skill development to grow as a mom, and as a parent, and as a home educator and a leader in the home, then things got easier as they went along. But in this case, most of you have not chosen to be homeschoolers. So you've been thrown in and forced into this. And these are just some of the things that I've used along the way to help me. Now, if you're a reader, I've got some stuff for you if you're readers. I'm an avid reader, but there's times. But I'm also a very visual and audio learner, and so I like things to be like noise. So having it on a DVD player or a CD player going on, so I'm, while I'm cooking, cleaning, or just hanging around the house doing whatever like that, I can actually still be learning, like audible stuff. So if you're not a reader, then this might be a great resource. At the same time, your kids can actually come alongside you in this same process and gain some great wisdom and everything that as you're trying to implement this, they've already heard it and seen it. So it's actually an easier way to bring about more peace, more harmony, more agreement, because you're both learning at the same time, if that makes sense. So my first thing, this was the first game changer for me, okay? And it is this resource. It's called Grooming the Next Generation for Success. It comes with a workbook, and you get DVDs and CDs. Now, I do believe they've actually done it as a digital download now, so you don't even have to worry about any of this. You just get it straight to an online dashboard, and you can just put your computer on, play it, or plug it into your TV and put it on. It's fantastic, and you'd probably get the 7-year anniversary one, which actually has even more content involved in it. You can also get this book, Grooming the Next Generation for Success. You can get it here in Australia, like I think on Book Depository or Booktopia or one of those kind of things. And these are great resources. This was my starting platform when I went homeschooling, because Danny Johnson is a mum of 5, grandmother soon to be of 9 kids. She has homeschooled all 5 of her children whilst running 5 companies. And not only was I aspiring to be a homeschooling mum, but I also wanted to grow and develop a business. So who better to learn from? Remember, there's a saying that says, look for someone who has what you want and do what they do. So I learnt, and I met many of her children, and I was just like, I want kids like that. So this is my best way for me to learn from someone who had what I wanted. She is a homeschooling, work from home mom, and she had this was by far one of the best resources. Now, to go along with this, to help you and your kids, is another one of her resources. Now, mind you, I'm not getting affiliated. I'm not getting paid for this or anything. I'm just sharing things with you that have helped me, okay? This may or may not be for you. And I recommend, if you've got some great resources that are helping you during this time, or have helped you in the past, that you know that you can go back to and watch over and over again, then please share it. We've got to help each other out during this time. Another one that goes along with that is called GEMS. This is her personality program. This helps you understand you, the way you think, the way you act, the way you speak, or your mannerisms. More importantly, it helps you understand your spouse or partner, and or it helps you understand your kids. The easiest way to motivate your kids is by understanding who they are. You can motivate your kids to just about do anything if you understand who they are, how they speak, how they think, and how they interact. And it actually decreases a lot of conflict and tension because you are communicating with them in a way that they understand. You are connecting with them. It's a real big game changer. So those are two first things that are just foundational. They are foundational tools to help you. She also has a time secrets program, so that's a really great one. A lot of this stuff you can also find. She's got lots of free videos, so you can go and look a lot of her stuff up on YouTube and so forth, or just go to her website, dannyjohnson.com. Again, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get paid for this, people. Okay, I'm just giving you some tips and resources of where I started. And as you do it, as things unfold, you get tips and things like this. Things unfold, and you'll be able to navigate this season and this time, because most of the kids are getting schoolwork, all their schoolwork from the schools. You don't actually have to come up with the programs themselves or find what works, but you do have to facilitate, you do have to direct, you do have to guide, you do have to lead. And so this is just going to help bring some things around. Now, say last year, I came to a real realization that I was in a new phase and stage with my kids, being that I've got a young adult, I've got two 17-year-olds and 16-year-old, or 15-year-old, going on 15 years. So I had that age group, right? So I knew I needed to change the way I was doing some things. There were some things in my parents, just things weren't working, and there was just some, rough patches and some conflict going on with my teenagers. This is a phenomenal book. Yes, Feeding the Hand That Bites You. It is a great book to help you as a mum and dad be able to walk through this time, because this is a really tough time. Teen and teenagers, it's a really tough time as they are branching into wanting to become independent and individuals, and they're trying to break away from you, but now we're in the home or conflict. So this is going to actually help decrease your conflict a lot in the home as well. So that's a great resource for you. Really, really good. Very helpful. I enjoyed that thoroughly. This one I haven't started reading, but I look forward to it. Is Misconnection. I think the more resources we have, the more things that we can do to help us improve ourselves as parents and as leaders in our home, and help our communicating with our kids, the better, especially right now. They're struggling just like we are. So, I look forward to starting reading this one. One thing I have noticed, not only with myself, but with many people out there, is boundaries. Yep. Because you've never been in a homeschooling situation, but even in homeschooling, trust me, our boundaries get crossed. Now, this one's the marriage one, but they have a whole selection: marriage, parenting, all this kind of boundaries. People need to learn more about having healthy boundaries. And boundaries aren't bad, they are actually good. It shows you respect for yourself, and it shows your children, it shows your spouse, it shows your family member, it shows your friends. Gives them a healthy guideline and a healthy level of respect, and it shows respect, gives you respect for yourself and respect for them as well. So boundaries is a very key thing everyone needs to learn right now. A couple of other ones. This one was another good one. Raising Giant Killers. That's a really, really good one. It's just a good one, especially if you're a person of faith. Goes along really well with this one. Raising Spiritual Champions. This is actually done by a pollster, so someone who does polls internationally, running percentages, figuring out things. He's actually done, so this is a more facts and figures kind of books, and talking about the state, the spiritual state. This is a couple of years old now, so I don't know if the stats have changed too much, but this is a really good one. It's a very good insight. So reading this one, you'll want to read this one, put it that way, once you read that, being that it actually talks about the spiritual state of the modern day evangelical Pentecostal Christian. That's the best state. So it's a good one, but that's more like, that's going off on a tangent, not the most essential things right now. The other ones previously to that. And I've got a couple of other resources that will help, you know, developing their faith, like the Lee Strobel Case for Christ, the 3-pack thing. This one. That one, if you've got kids that you are a faith-based person, but they want to learn and develop and understand on a fact-based sort of situation, because Lee Strobel was a legal journalist, so he had a law background and a journalism background prior to becoming a believer. So this is based on a lot of fact, a lot of research, and so forth like this. So this is a great way to help kids really solidify why they believe what they believe, or maybe understand why their parents believe what they believe. You know, you might want to figure out why you believe what you want to believe. Now, another one on another topic: why not combat it right now? This is something that I was very passionate about including, because I didn't want my children to learn this from the neighborhood kids. I didn't want them to learn this necessarily from the internet, because they're going to be exposed to it anyway. I didn't want them to learn about it from magazines and all this kind of stuff. I wanted to be in more control of this, so that means I had to choose to be really uncomfortable. Now, you may not want to necessarily, you may personally not want to, but I think it's really important. I think it's a very important topic for our kids to learn about, but it is sex education. I didn't want schools or anything else to be in control of this. I wanted to be in control of this. So this is a great series that I found, and they started at ages 3 to 5. Then you got 5 to 8. What's this one? 8 to 11. And 11 to 14. And this is something that I chose because I wanted to be the one that they would talk to, or that it wasn't going to be hush hush or a taboo topic or anything like that. I was willing to embarrass myself and make myself incredibly uncomfortable, and them. It was really funny to talk about this. So this is a great time for us to do that, to take this time to really invest not only in ourselves but in our families. I hope these resources are of interest to you. If you need some more information, or you'd like me to give you a link of where you can find them, I'm happy to do that. Please, I'd love to hear what's working for you. Share some resources, video, audio, anything like that that is helping you be able to believe in yourself more as a parent, as a mom, as a dad, even as a young person. Help find some resources to help out young people believe in them. Excuse me, I need to have a drink. I did a video before this, and I forgot to bring my water, and my throat got really, really dry. On that topic, if you want to, it's over at Facebook on my personal profile. We talked about loco emotion. So that's something our kids are all going through right now. It's really crazy, and there's some great tips in there and everything if you're able to help your kids navigate their unbearable feelings, their negative feelings, their conflicting feelings, all those kind of stuff. So if you want to, go ahead over to my personal profile, and you'll see that video from earlier today. So I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.